I'd like to welcome you today to my presentation that is entitled, Why Prayer is Necessary to the Christian's Life. It is amazing how one small prayer can do so much. But before we begin praying, we must learn how to pray. After reading the Bible and conducting research, I think I can help you gain an understanding of what prayer means to the Christian's life. Prayer used in the Christian life can be a powerful tool if the Christian can attune themselves to a proper prayer life. In this presentation, I would like to go over 3 topics. The first topic is how to set up a prayer life. The second topic will be what the Bible says about prayer. And the third topic will be why prayer is important to the Christian. My first topic that I'd like to talk about is, in order for a Christian to develop a prayer life, they first need to find out what requirements will be necessary for them to become successful in a prayer life. In an article by Denise Oliveri entitled How to Develop a Christian Prayer Life, she states 3 things that are pretty important for a Christian to become successful in a prayer life. The first thing is to set time aside each day. What this does is allows a Christian to get into the routine of putting prayer into their daily routine life. The second is to become involved in a Bible study. What this does is allows the Christians to pray to God, and it also allows God to speak to them through His Word, the Bible. The third thing is that Christians should attend worship service. This is important because Christians need to be around other Christians, and they also need to attend a Sunday worship service and also need to be involved in a small group or Sunday school class. The second topic is entitled, In order for a Christian to understand what it means to have an active prayer life, they will need to read the Bible and see what it says about prayer. After conducting research, I found 3 verses about prayer that really stuck out. I want to point out 2 of these verses. In the first one, it comes from James 15:16 and says that the prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective. The second one comes from Luke 18:1, and it says, Then Jesus told His disciples a parable to show them that they should pray and not give up. According to an article entitled Basics to Prayer by Mary Fairchild, prayer, communicating with God, helps us grow closer and intimately connect with God. God intended us for us to communicate with Him, and prayer was that form of communication. Also in the Bible, we are commanded to pray. The third topic I would like to discuss is, in order for a Christian to know why prayer is important, they will need to see how an effective prayer life is important to them. First, a Christian must rely on prayer to lift up their needs and sufferings to God. Second, prayer helps Christians to grow in their faith. Thirdly, it keeps Christians in contact with God. According to Dr. Richard Kreiser, we have to know God and His Word first. Then we will know the importance of worship and faith development that fills our prayer, that in turn fuels our worship of God and communication with others. Now I'd like to turn your attention to a chart that I found, and it comes off of the internet site of ellisonresearch.com, and it was featured in a magazine article in the Facts and Trends. What this shows is how the satisfaction with prayer life of Protestant ministers. In the first column, we see that they took percentages based on all of the ministers, and it ranks them from very satisfied to very dissatisfied. Also, in the next 3 columns, we have different sized churches from small to large. And what this does, it shows us just how the Protestant ministers rank amongst their sized churches. In the last 3 columns, we have the 3 different age types of ministers. And in the following last column, we have the average number of minutes spent in prayer per day from the ministers. I would like to inform you now that prayer is important to you in your lives. I also would like to remind you that Satan is out there, and as you begin to spend more time developing your prayer life, that he is going to attack you. And I would also like to remind you that prayer is a vital part of the Christian life. I would like to thank you for coming today, and that I will be praying for you as you begin developing your prayer lives.